Can you have it all? Can you have health, wealth, relationships, all of those things, or do you have to sacrifice one to get the other? I'm John from BulldogMindset.com, and on this channel I teach you how to go from the victim mindset to the Bulldog mindset, how to learn how to develop mental toughness, become a stronger person, develop yourself, and achieve what you want out of life. Can you have it all? Yazan says, I've heard that in order to be great at anything, it has to be the sole focus of your time and effort, which means that there is no balance. If you want to be the best at one thing, then you can't be the best at something else. From what I have seen, your life defies that principle. Please do a video or answer the following question. Is there a balance in life? Can you have it all? This is a very complex question. There's so many facets to this question and to answering this question. Yes, you can have it all. Okay? Yes, you can. I know plenty of people that do it. As you said in the email, my life seems to defy it, and it's because I believe it. Because I believe that there's no reason why I cannot be in the best shape, that when I can walk into the room that I'll be the best dressed, best shaped guy that makes the most money. And I don't need to be that person. There's nothing to prove. It's nothing to say. There's obviously people that are going to be better than me in any category, in all categories. I don't just sell myself short and say, okay, I can't be. I assume that I'm going to be 90% of the time when I walk into the room, I'm going to be the best at everything. At everything. That sounds really conceited or arrogant. Well, fuck, I don't care. Because that's the way that I choose to live my life. That's what I consider the Bulldog mindset, is to not accept the compliment. See, all these other people, right? The fact that you might say, oh, that's arrogant, that just shows the limited thinking that most people have in life, is that they feel like someone who is so ambitious that wants to have it all, that they can't possibly, that there has to be some kind of trade-off, that they have to, I was just watching a video by my buddy Dan Locke, and he was saying that, people are worried. Whenever they hear about someone making money quickly, the get rich quick, they're like, oh, he must be shady, or he must do some kind of scam to do that. And he was saying that's not true. That's not true. That's an assumption that you have. I'm not suggesting get rich quick scams and stuff like that, but I am saying is that a lot of people's perceptions, they always want to make some kind of trade-off, and the reason why is because they want to justify why they're not exceeding. A lot of people comment on my physique a lot of times, and they say, oh, you must be on steroids. There's no way you could be running 50 miles a week and doing Muay Thai and lifting weights and eating one meal a day and have that physique, plus running a business and doing all this stuff. You must be cheating in some way. Assume that you can have it all, okay? Now, that's the mindset that you need to have. That's the Bulldog mindset. You should have the mindset that when you walk in the room, you're gonna be the best looking, best dressed, best physique, make the most money, most successful person in that room. That you can, and you're gonna beat everyone at everything. Right? Obviously that's not always gonna be true. Obviously I walk into rooms and there's people that make more money than me, that are better dressed than me, that have better physiques than me, but it's rare. It's rare. Most of the time, most of the rooms I walk into, I'm by far the best man there. Why do I say that? Because that's what I aspire to be. Because I believe that that's possible, and I will work to make that the reality. There's always going to be someone richer than you. There's always going to be someone who has more muscles or better physique than you, in better shape than you. There's always going to be someone who can run faster than you, that's more charismatic than you, okay? That's more successful, that's written more books. Whatever it is, they're going to have that. But it doesn't mean that you cannot try to have it all as much as possible in life. Let's talk about the pragmatic side of this, okay? Because even though I'm telling you all this shit, it doesn't mean that you can just automatically have it all and that focus and devoting your life to one thing doesn't matter. Let's take Michael Phelps, for instance. He basically has devoted his life for some time to just swimming. So he's able to reach the highest level better than anyone on the planet, because every morning, all he does, pretty much 7 days a week, is fucking swim. That is his life. He's put it all into there, and that has benefited him greatly in that area. Be obsessed about things for periods of time. If you take a look at my life, what you will see is you will see me doing a lot of shit. You'll see me doing a lot of crazy stuff, doing crazy physical things and work and doing all this stuff at once. Okay, and you'll think, how the fuck does John do all that? How could he possibly become, really good at all of these things? And the answer is that I've added these things on little by little. I wasn't doing all these things, and also to some degree, I'm in a maintenance mode. If I'm really growing, I'm focusing on one thing. And usually I do have one thing in my life that I am trying to grow at, and I'll spend some extra time focusing on. And you know, for example, when I was training for the marathon, I'm still training for a marathon, and that was like I wanted to hit an under 4-hour marathon time. I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy focused on that. I was still doing some other things. If I wanted to really become like an Olympic level marathon runner, yeah, it would make sense for me to drop everything else and to just focus on that. But I don't need to be. In order to be the best person in the room, the best guy in the room, you don't have to be very high. you don't have to. The bar is not very high, guys. It's not fucking high. And so what you do is periodically in phases is you go deep into things. It's 2019 now. I'm just playing out my year and I'm figuring out, and I realize I've got too much going on right now, and I'm my focus is scattered. And so while I'm still making some progress in areas, and you know, I'm ticking along and I'm maintaining, I want to start making some deep progress in some of the areas like business and Bulldog Mindset and Simple Programmer. So I'm going to drop a bunch of shit. Okay, I'm going to drop probably my running, probably the Muay Thai, and just focus on the lifting and the diet, nutrition, just on that aspect. So there's not going to be a lot of effort there right now. Okay, and I'm going to drop a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm doing that's unnecessary, and try to focus on what I want to achieve and what I want to do. You're definitely going to benefit from those periods of focus, right? In my own life, you know, when I became really good at doing video and explaining things and teaching things and made a lot of money, like really successful, one of the most successful things I did was when I was focused so much on creating Pluralsight courses for Pluralsight, and I spent a whole year doing nothing but create Pluralsight courses, basically. I mean, I had a few other things, but that was my focus. And I became really good at it to the point that I could create a course, an entire course, in a week. Believe that you can have it all. Strive to be the guy that walks into the room that beats everyone on every single level, and believe that is possible. Because most people won't even try. There's not a trade-off. It doesn't have to be a trade-off. That's number one. Number two, with your time, for a given amount of time, yes, there is a trade-off. There is a benefit to focusing. So when you need to really ramp up a skill or ramp up some aspect of your life, focus. Drop as many things as possible, simplify your life as possible, and put a deep focus. Become obsessed about things for some period of time. It's going to benefit you. And if you really want to reach the highest levels of something, of sports, of music, of art, of whatever it is, you may have to devote your entire life to it. That's a choice that you can make. If you become an expert at one thing, you are more likely, and it's easier to become an expert at another thing. A lot of the work that you do in becoming an expert has to do with mindset. Okay, when you develop mental toughness and you develop the ability to work without motivation and to become a finisher, right? All these things I talk about on this channel, okay? Other things become easier in life. It's easier for you. You can become an expert in a lot of things. A lot of people say, John, hey, well, you can't give advice about all this stuff. You can't know about all these things. You can't claim that you're an expert in all of these things. And yes, I fucking can. Why? Because they're all interrelated. Once you have the ability to plow through things, right? And you learn how to learn quickly, and you develop some of these basic skills that are critical, everything becomes easier. And exceeding at one thing, like you're going to become an expert in another thing that much easier. But you got to go deep first, and then you can go wide, and then it'll be easier to go deep in multiple things. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.